Hello, and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast, we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Terry and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. So this week, we're bridging the gap between the old year and the new with Bridgerton.
Hey!
A new series on Netflix. It is based on a series of Regency romance novels by Julia Quinn, and it comes from Shonda Rhimes' production company. So Netflix dropped the whole thing, 8 episodes on Christmas Day, which was handy for that... You know, that week in between where everybody's sort of, you know, needs some romance and balls and...
Spoiler alert, we wound up watching all 8 episodes of Bridgerton, and we kind of talked about everything. And while most of the spoilers we let loose with would not be surprising to anybody who's ever read a romance novel in their life, there is one concealed identity that we are a little tardy in announcing as a spoiler. So if you haven't watched Bridgerton, you might just go ahead and binge all 8 episodes of it like we did, and then come back and hear what we had to say.
The Queen's hair was truly a highlight, I think. Every time they showed the Queen, her hair was, you know, Marie Antoinette level.
Yes.
Of height and
how uncomfortable
decoration.
Must that have been? Yes. It was quite a lot of eye candy. Lots of pretty dresses and, you know, beautiful scenery and handsome men, and there was a lot to look at.
Yes.
It was very fun that way. And it really did feel after 8 episodes, which I did not spread out all through the vacation, which would have made sense, but watched in 2 big clumps. But it really felt like I've read an entire romance novel now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The entire, you know, you had mentioned that there's like one of these books for each sister.
I believe each Bridgerton. I don't know for sure, but there's 8
even
Bridgertons.
The male Bridgertons?
I don't know. We should
I would have a hard time imagining a compelling book involving any of those guys, because they were... You know, I started to be able to tell them apart towards the end because they got more storylines, but the oldest one is just a miserable jerk, and the middle one is okay. And Colin, go propose to Penelope. What is the matter with you?
Nope, off to Greece. See
Let me
ya.
take that big mop of hair on your head and slap you around with it. The little one's too soon to tell, but
yes,
the girls seem more interesting to me. But anyway... It did seem like a complete novel, and sort of rather than reading it a leisurely chapter at a time, I just, did the equivalent of holing up in your room and reading the whole book.
Right.
So either way is fine.
Yeah.
It was very enjoyable. It was way more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. I kind of approached it like, well, I have to watch this. But it was, once you get into it, it was very good. And I watched the first 3, and I was sort of, well, that was enough. And then I kept watching, and then I couldn't stop. So
yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Scratched that whole, like, Downton Abbey, Jane Austen, because fairly recently, because of Veronica Mars, I rewatched Pride and Prejudice.
Uh-huh.
And this is, like, the same time period and the same, like, we'll be ruined, situation, and the same, like, Empire waist dresses.
So many pretty dresses, especially on Daphne. She wore that particular style of dress very well.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they cast her for that reason. We're sorry, your acting is excellent, but you just don't look as good in the dress.
Yeah. You're out. No, she was very good because she had to be, the delicate little flower, but she also had to be pretty tough at times.
Yeah, she had to be a lot of things, and I wish that there were fewer things she had to be. But, okay, it's a romance novel. I know the way it goes. And the guy who played the Duke glowered magnificently. Yeah. He was excellent in the glowering department. And the woundedness
Yes.
Had that down.
I mean, the early episodes where they flashed back to his father, who was truly twirling his mustache and just miserable person. So
see, guys had it hard back then too. They can't be with the opera singer they want, or they make bad bets that destroy their family, or they had a terrible father who made them never want to have children.
Mm-hmm.
It was rough for them too. Of course, they could go have sex anytime they want and the girl would be destroyed, but that's okay.
Yeah.
The elder Bridgerton man, the man of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was quite... Just stop running around, man.
Yeah. Just kind of face it. You're in charge. And I mean, they said that the father died before the youngest child was even born. So,
yeah, but then they said, didn't they say that Hyacinth was born after the dad died? But then there's a younger boy, it looks like.
No, he's Gregory, so he comes before Hyacinth.
Oh, that's right, it's alphabetical.
Yeah.
Okay, because she looks like twice his size.
I think they're just in that age where the girls start growing faster than the boys.
That's confusing.
But anyway, so that means that Antony has been, like the lord or the father figure or whatever for like 10 years. So
he's not gotten very good at it.
No, he really has.
You sow your wild oats for 5 of those years, man, and then you settle down. You find yourself an acceptable wife and you take care of your family.
Right.
You don't, deal your sister to the first jerky suitor who comes along.
The mama was quite clever to
she was.
Figure out how to dispatch with that gross old dude.
Yes. She was kind of delightful.
I did like the mom quite a bit.
I liked her very much, but she needed to have some material to pass on to the young ladies before the wedding night. Would have been helpful.
Yes.
Was there anything like everything you wanted to know about sex but were afraid to ask back in that day?
Yes, but without that, we wouldn't have had, that involved quite a lot of plot for Daphne to figure that all out on her own.
She should have just asked her maid all along. Apparently,
I know.
She asked the wrong person. The help knows what's up.
Yep. And the whole thing with the inclusive casting, or however you want to call it.
Colorblind casting, I think they call it.
Yeah, but they weren't really, because there were parts where they sort of acknowledged that.
They threw one little thing. Oh, yes, since the queen and king are mixed race, and that made everything okay.
Right, but...
And that was it, though.
But that the black characters were like, we know that we're hanging by a thread here,
Yeah.
But yet, everybody accepted the interracial relationship of Daphne. Because he was a duke, so that was...
Right. I think you either need to, make it completely colorblind or make it a part of the plot. And they kind of tried to have it both ways, and that didn't really work for me. But these things are so packed with plot. Every one of these episodes, you'd be going, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? And then they would completely abandon that and other things would be happening. Oh my goodness, what's going to happen here? And it's, oh yeah, there was this other thing. They could just drop a little thing into the plot pool and then move on. And that's fine.
Yeah, there were many times where I thought, okay, here's the end. It's going to cliffhanger right here. And we'll have to come back to the next one to find out. Yeah. But no, usually they moved on to some other cliffhanger.
Hey, there's naked people over here. Let's look.
Let's see what's happening.
Yes. That was some not ready for primetime activity going on there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My daughter happened to walk through one of those scenes.
Uh-oh.
Maybe learned herself a thing or two. I'm not sure. Oh, so I see now.
Yeah.
But, kudos to the actor and actress who had to keep the frisky newlyweds.
Yeah.
Good on you. I hope you got a bonus in your pay.
Yes, they were quite busy for a couple episodes there.
They certainly were. The help must have been Either scandalized or entertained, one or the other.
I think entertained.
Oh, they're out naked in the garden.
Was the implication.
Well, I'm glad everything worked out for them and that she, prevailed in the end.
Yes, which, you knew she would because it's a romance. So
absolutely, yes.
Have that happy ending.
The troubled man always comes around in the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I will, I'll be interesting if they have more seasons of this to see storylines focusing on other people. And,
right. Will it be Eloise next? Yes. Will it be Anthony? Or... Terry's out if it's Anthony.
I'll pass.
Sideburns? No.
Yeah, in the early episodes, man, I could not tell those dudes apart except for Anthony's sideburns.
Yeah.
That, if he ever shaved, then that would be that.
It really took me until number 8 to distinguish between the other two. Like Anthony, I figured out fairly quickly, but the other two, forget it.
Once Artist Boy started going and doing his thing and looking, soulful,
right?
I kind of tell him apart from floppy hair younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really floppy hair. It was just kind of big hair.
There was just a lot
big guy hair.
Yeah,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Artist Boy was the one who was smoking with Eloise out in the swing set or whatever, right?
I think so.
It was dark. It was hard to tell. But he was smoking in the art.
Yeah, because I think...
room.
Right. He's the artsy one. The other one was a little younger and more innocent, so...
You can tell he's complicated by the fact that he smokes.
Even though he's actually older than both Daphne and Eloise.
Right. So all 3 brothers must be older than the girls.
Right. Because of the ABC order.
Yeah. I wish we'd had some indication of the age at which one came out in this time. Because I would think it would be pretty young.
16, 17? Yeah.
But, I mean, Daphne, I think the actress could pass for that age. Eloise, I don't think the actress could pass for that age or for an age younger than Daphne.
Mm-hmm.
She's ferreted out on Google that she's like 31. And the actress who plays Daphne is, I think, 25. So, they're playing fast and loose with ages. And okay, I guess, you really don't want to get a 16-year-old actress doing some of the scenes they were doing there. So, okay, that's fine. I got it.
But Eloise wasn't doing any of those things.
She was not.
That character.
She was just running around, making herself slightly ridiculous. From the first 3 episodes. I wanted better for her, but she just kind of... is the silly younger sister chasing around, being fooled by her best friend. Well, actually, we should say spoiler alert.
Yeah, big spoiler if you don't want to know.
We find out who the mysterious person with Julie Andrews' voice is. And it is not, in fact, Julie Andrews being held in a room somewhere, having traveled by time machine.
Nor is it Lady Danbury.
No.
Nor is it... the modiste.
No. It is. Surprise! Penelope. Who seemed to have a lot more to her than she was really getting to do. So I was suspicious of it, except that in that particular society, I couldn't see how she could really get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Or, be that sophisticated or, have money to go print things. So it didn't seem like it was possible, but I was happy when it was revealed.
Right.
However unlikely that may be. Good for her.
Yeah.
Didn't help her get her guy, though.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He can't stay in Greece forever.
At this point, who wants him, though? What a dolt.
Yes.
It's lots of British actors I've never seen before in my life. You've watched a lot more British stuff. Do you recognize any of those people?
No.
Really?
Not really.
They've not been on Downton Abbey or on The Crown or on any of that stuff?
Not that I recall.
Plucked from...
Maybe the mother. She looks very familiar.
Yeah.
But no.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, maybe because it's an American production company.
I guess. Well, you'll know them now.
Yeah. It's a good career move for them. Especially if there's going to be a bunch more of these, which I would imagine there
I would imagine there are. Have you heard anything about how successful it was?
No. But it's Shonda Rhimes.
That's right.
So
yes.
I feel like she's got a big deal with Netflix. So.
Yeah. And it was very entertaining. I had a friend who watched it, and I asked her how it was before I had started watching, and she said it was very fluffy, but she liked it. And that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The episodes were very long.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that maybe they had broken it up into smaller parts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that would have made it a little more watchable. I mean, I did wind up binging it, so it didn't matter, I guess. But I kept coming to a point where I thought it was done, and I would check, and there was like another half hour still.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know why they divvied it up. If that's just where it seemed that the story stopped most easily.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a lot. That's a long time to sit still. And it wasn't good multitasking stuff. I would sit down with a bunch of work I was going to do while I watched it, and I didn't get anything done because I was watching it. Yeah. So, which is, I mean, good for them, but it also limits the practicality of watching if you're depending on doing other things.
Right.
So, interesting though.
Yeah.
Makes me want to go find the book and read it and see how it differs.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Yeah.
And see how many there were and
yeah.
What we might expect in future.
But I'm very happy for Daphne and Simon. They can go live happily ever after.
Yes.
And just be benevolent presences in the other people's stories.
Right. They will be minor characters from now on.
That's right. That's how it works.
Yes.
Well, this was a good idea to watch this. That was fun.
Yeah. So next week, given that we've completely covered Bridgerton, there's no more left.
We were gonna talk about 3 episodes and then 6 episodes and then let's just watch all 8 of them. Let's just
do it. So we are going to dive back into 2 shows that we have watched in the past. So Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist is coming back. Season 2 starts on NBC tonight, January 5th.
I hope they'll be bringing back Peter Gallagher as a ghost, right?
We'll find out.
That'd be a bummer to lose him.
It was a very final season finale.
Yeah, so but I mean,
interesting to see.
They're not bound by space and time. He can just come sing in her production numbers any old time he wants to.
That's right.
I say.
So we'll watch that, and then we're also going to take a deep breath and get back into Veronica Mars season 3.
Yeah, the college year.
And also the podcast that we've been listening to that goes with it, which is Veronica Mars Investigations.
Not going to be so much fun. No colorful dresses. No string quartets playing Taylor Swift songs. Just Veronica's
like
sad world.
So that's going to be it for our round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Catherine.
Goodbye, everyone.